Accompanied by the Ku Klux Klan, white supremacists. Young woman gets killed protesting their appearance. The president gets asked, "What do you think, Mr. President?" And he says something no president has ever said. He said there were very fine people on both sides.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Here we go again. Democrat Party media favorite Joe Biden released a new ad yesterday making the false claim that President Donald Trump called neo-Nazis and white supremacists at Charlottesville very fine people. This is a topic that I've covered pretty extensively since the media and the Democrats have perpetuated this lie on many occasions, going all the way back to the original event. But hey, as long as they're going to keep telling the lie, I'm going to keep calling them out on it.
Hatred on the streets of Charlottesville last night. White nationalists carrying torches.
It was a weekend of street battles and stark displays of racism.
But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides.
God, that is so nauseating. For one, what does Trump have to do with less than 100 morons marching with tiki torches? He has absolutely nothing to do with them. For that matter, what does Trump have to do with what happened at Charlottesville? Absolutely nothing. That event occurred because violent left-wing communists showed up to fight violent right-wing morons who were there to protest the removal of historic monuments. But they weren't the only people there. There were plenty of normal people on both sides, either there to protest the removal on the monuments based on principle or to protest in favor of their removal. But these normal people had absolutely nothing to do with Antifa or the neo-Nazis. That is who Trump singled out as very fine people. And this really shouldn't be a mystery since Trump was abundantly clear about who he was talking about. Let's take a look at what's purposely missing from Creepy Joe's propaganda ad.
There was violence on both sides.
Well, I do think there's blame. Yes, I think there's blame on both sides. You look at both sides. I think there's blame on both sides, and I have no doubt about it, and you don't have any doubt about it either. And if you reported it accurately, you would say.
Neo-Nazis started this. They showed up in Charlottesville to protest.
They didn't put themselves down as you. And you had some very bad people in that group. But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides. You had people in that group, excuse me, I saw the same pictures as you did. You had people in that group that were there to protest the taking down of, to them, a very, very important statue and the renaming of a park from Robert E. Lee. You know what? It's fine. You're changing history, you're changing culture, and you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay? And the press has treated them absolutely unfairly.
I must be hallucinating or something because I just saw Trump condemn white nationalists and neo-Nazis.
That's something no president has ever said. He said there were very fine people on both sides.
And I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally.
Here we have a widely available recording of that press conference and can clearly hear Trump condemn those groups. Yet the media has purposely fed an edited version of that press conference to the public.
Backlash from that extraordinary exchange with reporters here at Trump Tower.
The president is not messing up here. He did not trip and accidentally praise white supremacists and neo-Nazis and pro-Confederate demonstrators.
Protesters and counter-protesters came to Charlottesville ready for a fight, where the rally, organized by white nationalists, featured some demonstrators carrying Nazi and Confederate flags.
You had some very bad people in that group, but you also had people that were very fine people on both sides.
The president's extraordinary exchange with reporters.
The crazy thing is, Trump is very specific and goes into detail about exactly who he's talking about and then makes an argument against removing the monuments.
You had people in that group that were there to protest the taking down of, to them, a very, very important statue. George Washington was a slave owner. Was George Washington a slave owner? So will George Washington now lose his status? Are we going to take down, excuse me, are we going to take down statues to George Washington?
He even predicted the removal of George Washington and Thomas Jefferson monuments, which you can audibly hear the press corps scoff at. Yet, what's going on right now? Leftists around the country have begun their push to remove these American icons from universities and public spaces. We'll get right back to fact-checking Joe Biden and his media, but first let me take a quick moment to thank this episode's sponsor, PatrioticLegacy.com. PatrioticLegacy.com was nice enough to send me over one of these units so I could give you an honest review. I love this tactical flashlight. It's got everything you would ever need. 6 overall lighting functions, escape features like the window hammer and the seatbelt cutter, solar charging so you don't need batteries, a power bank for charging your phone and other devices, and a removable compass with access to a personal safety alarm. Patriot Legacy supports veterans and YouTubers like yours truly, so head on over there and make sure to use the promo code DRONE20 to get 20% off your purchase. Thank you. With the media so aggressively fact-checking everything their political opposition has to say, it's kind of odd that they haven't corrected any of Biden's lies up to this point. It's not the first time he's made this bogus claim. He was called out on it by a Breitbart reporter at a rally in August.
Said he walked out and he said, let's get this straight. He said there were very fine people in both groups.
Despite that, nobody in the media has fact-checked Biden or any of the other Democrats who have made this claim. Strangely, on CNN, Jake Tapper actually admitted that Trump never said this, while Chris Cuomo reported that he did.
Now, elsewhere in those remarks, the president did condemn neo-Nazis and white supremacists. So he's not saying that the neo-Nazis and white supremacists are very fine people, but he is saying people protesting alongside those neo-Nazis and white supremacists are very fine people.
In Charlottesville, tiki torches, Nazi chants, the truth. That was clear for everyone except 2 groups, white haters and this president.
Very fine people on both sides.
Did he know what that meant?
The very fine people lie is just one of several lies that the media has repeated over and over in the hopes that it solidifies their narrative that Trump is a racist. For example, claiming Trump called immigrants animals or an infestation. It never happened. He was specifically talking about MS-13.
We'll take care of it, Margaret.
Thank you. There could be an MS-13 gang member I know about. If they don't reach a certain threshold, I cannot tell ICE about them.
We have people coming into the country or trying to come in. We're stopping a lot of them. But we're taking people out of the country. You wouldn't believe how bad these people are. These aren't people. These are animals.
Yet, it's constantly repeated in the media. The claim that Trump called Mexicans rapists and criminals. It never happened. Read the quote. Trump's not known for his eloquence, but he's definitely talking about a subset of illegal immigrants. He was talking about a subset of a subset, certainly not all Mexicans. It just goes to show the whole fact-check narrative from the media is pure theater. They're not interested in the truth, only narratives that eventually lead to Democrats getting back in the White House. That's all I have for you today, but if you like this video and you agree with the message, please like, share, and subscribe. We gotta get the word out about this guy. For the next year, I plan on being obsessively dedicated to calling out the media and Democrats' lies going into the 2020 election. If you support my mission and you want to support this channel, please consider subscribing to me on Patreon, Subscribestar, or just sending a donation on PayPal. You can find all the links in the description and pinned comment. No matter how you choose to support this channel, I deeply, deeply appreciate it. Thank you.